Good morning. This is Horse Talk number 7, how to catch a hard to catch horse, or better yet, have him catch you. Horses have all kinds of personalities. There's some that come right up to you and they're almost pestering you all the time. There's others that stay at the hay ring and wait for you to approach, and then you halter them up, bring them up, tack them up, and ride them. Others are a little bit more evasive. It depends on the personality. It depends on the experiences this horse has had. Horses that evade, you have to look at the cause. The evasion is the symptom. What's the cause? It could be a bad saddle fit. It could be a sore back. That being the case, the first thing you want to do is have a vet check it out and see what kind of problems it has. It could be because you come out to the pasture, you halter them, you bring them back up, you tack them, you ride them, you come back, take the halter off, bring them back to the pasture routinely. You're doing it all the time to the point where the horse is starting to say, when I see this person, there's work involved, and he starts to be a little evasive. If that's the case, you need to spend more time with your horse in the field or in the pasture, loving on him, putting the halter on, taking it off, walking away, giving him a rub. Spend some time so that it's not just work. However, if the horse is starting to evade and you don't correct it immediately, he could find out that or discover that by getting away from you, he doesn't have to work. If that's the case and he does this 3 or 4 times or 5 times, whatever it takes for that particular horse, it becomes a habit. Once it becomes a habit, you're going to have a little bit of a problem, because in a 100-acre field like this, you're going to have great difficulty trying to catch that horse. He can run away from you all day. You can start to use treats, and treats may work at the beginning, but eventually the treats won't work either. So what can we do to catch this horse who doesn't want to be caught? We put him in a round pen area or a small paddock area where you can control him. Exert pressure on him, give him relief of pressure without him running away. This is Domingo. Domingo is a horse that has had some problems with evasion for some time now. And because of that, he's hard to catch. It's terrible that people have to come and try to ride their horse. They spend an hour trying to catch him. After an hour, they get frustrated, and then they go home. And that's no way to enjoy your horse. So we're going to do some come to me training with Domingo, and I've done a day or 2 with him already. But what I want to show you is, in a confined area, what we're trying to get from him is respect. How do we get respect? We move his feet. We want to be his leader. How do we become his leader? The same way. We move his feet. And in this herd of 2, he then realizes that we are the leader. Horses seek leadership. Now this is a small confined area. We'll have to move it from here to a larger area, then introduce horses and a herd to the point where he accepts us and wants to come to us rather than the safety of the herd. So how are we going to do this? We're going to go in and we're going to move his feet. So initially, I'm just going to get him to move. That's all I want to do, to let him know that I can move his feet. So I'll come in and I'll point and I'll put some pressure on him, and then I'll use the driving line. And on the driving line, I want to focus on his hindquarters, square my shoulders away on his hindquarters, and ask him to move out. And we're just going to move. And if he wants to stop, we make him move. And as we do this, we may do this a dozen times around or whatever. But what we're looking for eventually is signs. And the signs would be lowering of the head, licking the lips, the inner ear on me, outer ear listening to the rest of the world, Once we do this and we get him moving, I'm going to offer him to come in. And I'm going to offer him to come in by basically going towards his head and backing off at the same time. If he gives me two eyes, I take the pressure off completely, turn around, walk away. With one eye, I continue the pressure. If he gives me no eyes, that is, he turns his butt to me, he gets more pressure. So on this point here, I'm going to back off, go towards the head side, and offer him to come into me. When he gives me two eyes, I'm going to back off and take the pressure off completely. Once I've got the pressure off completely, I'm going to let him think about it. And then I'm going to move towards him. He being a prey, me being a predator, you got to think like a horse. Don't go direct. Don't go quickly. Take your time and relax. Shoulders down, head down if you want. And turn at a 45-degree angle and go around him and see what he does. If he comes towards you, then you've probably hooked up with him. If he's coming with me, not only do I have a hookup, I have a follow-on. The follow-on means he's following me wherever I go. Now, if he didn't do that and he ran away from me, I would then put the pressure back on. One eye I'd put on pressure. If he didn't give me any eyes, more pressure. But once those two eyes come on you, he's trying to communicate with you, you back off and take the pressure off completely. When he comes up to you, go ahead and give him a nice rub and say that was the correct answer. So I'll come around like this, and as long as he's with me, that's a good sign. That says he wants to be with me. We need to translate this, however, to a bigger area. We started off here. I would suggest we do this for 3 days, 4 days, until it's routine for him. Then we'll go to a larger paddock area. Then we'll introduce a couple horses to see how he reacts with the herd there. And then we return him to the field eventually. But we want to continue this training even after he's in the field. He cannot revert back to the ways of evasion. And if you see signs of it, you correct it immediately and on the spot. So I'll put out a part 2 version of how to catch your horse or have him catch you in a larger area once we get a little bit more training on Domingo.